Hi, Pawpaw Sammy and Elderbug here. I decided to pull out my old cornmeal grinder I've had for years and make cornmeal. In the present time, my battery died, so I'm waiting for it to charge. I'm just doing a little cleanup. Now here's the trick. This is my redneck contraption. I don't grind cornmeal that regular. So what I did was, I got me a board, drilled holes through it, and you can see. And put me a little T right here to hold my mixer and give me enough room to tighten it. Now, this with the battery goes right here.
So you don't have to hand crank.
All I do is just stand here and pull the trigger. Now, how I did that, come on out there. This right here, this socket. And let me show you what I'm talking about, because some people don't understand.
I don't.
I took a socket, it don't matter. I took a socket from a ratchet, a regular ratchet socket, 16 millimeter. And I took my little trusty 4-pound hammer, and I drove that thing on there. It's on there. When I get finished, to put my back together, my corn mix grinder, I'm going to cut that off.
Okay.
I'm going to cut it to get it off because it is on there. Right now, like I said, my battery went dead, so I just kind of decided I'd take everything apart and kind of clean it up and get set up for the next run. This was grinding when the battery stopped. And this is what I had in the thing when it stopped.
Okay, so what type of corn is the right type of corn to grind if somebody's interested in making their own cornmeal?
Any corn. You can take popcorn and make cornmeal. You can take, this is Dent corn.
Dent. Now,
regular field corn.
Right, it's field corn, but that's very different from sweet corn that you can grow. And I just learned that. You taught me that. I didn't know there was differences.
Oh, Lord, yeah. 90% of the corn in America is Dent corn, field corn.
Okay.
Now, some different companies use different types of corn for their cornmeal. I just use Dent corn. 50-pound bags of cracked corn.
Okay, of cracked corn, and then you can grind it. Now, how old is this grinder?
Oh, I don't know. I bought this grinder. Oh, heck, it was back in the early 70s. We was up in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. And we were up in the mountains just riding, coming back toward Louisiana. And there was on the side of the mountain there was a little space, maybe about an acre. And they had tents set up. They had a sale going on. And I was walking around, and I saw that. And when I saw that, I said, okay, I want it. I bought it. I've used it over the years, 3 or 4 times. Usually, I don't use the grinder.
No, you usually hand crank it.
My hand cranks over. I got it put up where I don't lose it. And but this Starkey's Homesteading got a deal going in Bossier City for LSU on
Saturday.
On what?
Saturday.
Yeah, but what is it for?
It's a homesteading conference.
Homesteaders conference, and she wanted, 30, 40 pounds of cornmeal to take, and that's what I'm doing. 30, 40 pounds of cornmeal.
Yeah.
Before I quit.
Well.
But I did with this. If I had 2 batteries, I could run 30, 40 pounds a day. In about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's really pretty. Now, you did say there's a little bit of difference between this and store-bought cornmeal because this will go bad.
Yeah, but this has the germ in it.
Right, so it's got actual oils in it.
The store-bought cornmeal, they remove the germ to make corn syrup.
That's right.
And it makes the cornmeal last a little longer on the shelf, but it's not as nutritious.
That's exactly right. So this is gonna have better flavor. And not only that, you were telling me they add preservatives and anti-caking to what you buy in the store. So if you're just trying to get a little bit healthier, start buying or growing your own Dent corn. But if you purchase it, get it cracked. It makes it easier to grind and make your own cornmeal. Now, how many times do you run this through your grinder?
I open it up wide And when I first run through, and this has been run through for the third time, and I run it through, and the little drill just straining. All right, and I don't adjust anything. I run it through 3 times, which I'm doing right now. This is on the 3rd time. And then I'll tighten it down. I'll tighten it down as far as it'll go.
And then you get it more
Then
powder.
I'll start grinding. I might run it through 5, 6, 7 times. And the way I know, where's my filler gauge? Oh, here it is. This, people, is my filler gauge. This is store-bought cornmeal. If I want to know what I got, I feel this. Okay, that's a little rough. Oh, I got to grind some more.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
That's my filler gauge.
That's really smart, Dad. Well, guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Pawpaw Sammy.
One more quick little thing. When you get this type cornmeal, when you make your own, you need to go ahead and make your cornmeal, put it in an airtight container, and store it in your refrigerator. That's like anything else. It stops the oil from going rank, and it'll last for months instead of 8 or 10 weeks.
Could they freeze it, Daddy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. When you raise your own corn, freeze corn cob and all, freeze it for at least a day, 2 days. That kills the weevils and all insects.
Wow, okay, and then you can shuck it.
Then you shuck it, but that's a lot of work.
Well, yeah, but we have a freezer though, and next year, remember I bought all that Dent corn, the heirloom, non-GMO Dent corn seeds for you and I'll be planting outside of my 1/4 acre market garden. Around the garden, it's gonna be rows and rows of Dent corn, and then when you step through it, it's gonna be like a wall around the inside of the garden. Will be your row vegetables.
Yeah.
But the exterior of the garden's will be nothing but Dent corn.
I tell you what, like I said, if you freeze it, that'll kill all the insect eggs and insects. And then that way, when you grind it, your corn, and believe me, that's how they do commercial corn.
Yeah, it is.
They shuck it, they shell it, they freeze it, and they grind it.
Wow. Oh, Dad, thanks. I'm going to get this put up on your video, on your channel.
Yeah.